we fight. We're supposed to call it a fight. Because I look at it in a way that, for example, we're supposed to look at how many women have been have job opportunities, how many women have been job opportunities, how many girls have been enrolled in schools, how many in primary school, in secondary schools, and institution as a whole. Yes, and I also look at women, like how are women economically empowered? Because the reason why I'm talking about economically, most women think men are supposed to be the economic support, and as a result, most women suffer a lot of violence because men also bend low and they find women are falling. Now, when a woman is economically empowered, a woman will stand still, a woman will be able to speak, a woman will be able to do a lot of things that a man can do, like paying school fees, doing development, doing a lot of things that a man could do. And I wish a woman could get out of the box, like taking men as the economic avenue would be, and they stand still and take their own responsibility, fight through economic sphere. Women will be at the start.
Thank you so much, Grace, a psychosocial worker all the way from Nebi, here celebrating the International Women's Day with Action Aid. Let's go to the 360 and find out what is happening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that we are here at the 360 experience as well. But still again, talking about, conversations to do with celebrating and recognizing what women initiatives have definitely gone ahead to actually do. But regardless of the fact that it is a women's event, we have some gentlemen around here. And I would definitely love to understand from Mr. Onyango here from Nebi, right? I really want to know what's the role of men, most especially in empowering and supporting women initiatives.
Thank you, my brother. First of all, I must say I'm very happy to be here. And the question you have asked about the role of men. For example, you can see if a man can travel all the way from Nebi to come here in this function, it tells you that's the role they should be playing, to give support to the women. For example, as I've been doing my work in Nebi, I must tell you that the women need to be supported. Because I have had functions where, situations where people start staying as a man and a woman in a situation where they understand themselves very well.
We have quite a number of men that do not believe in what women can do. How are we going to be able to eradicate those societal stereotypes?
I think we need to sensitize them. We need more of the workshop to sensitize the men more. They should know. Because sincerely, they need to support the women. I want to give you an example. Just about 2 days ago, before we came here yesterday or today, I had an issue I was sorting out in my office about a woman whose husband died some time back. Then another person joined her. And now, because the husband was a soldier, that time now they were relating very well. Because this woman, the money was coming for the late husband's pension. Now when this man started now disorganizing this woman. You can now imagine. That's why I'm telling you that the support the men should give should really be key. Because you can imagine now this woman moved from all places, police everywhere, until she came to our office. And we had to invite the man. Sometimes this is why we get involved also. I'm deputy RDC Nebi. And now, sometimes dealing with the soldiers, it becomes difficult for these people, especially when the Action Aid call them. They get difficult to summon them. They don't come, but when we summon them, they come. Then we try to handle those with them.
All right. Mr. Onyango, before I let you go, I really want to understand, what are you looking forward for, most especially on this particular event today?
Really, what we are looking forward is that this kind of activities should continue. Because you can imagine now, at least today here, we are having women who can speak English. That means they can express themselves. And the women are the majority. So when you look at the other ones who can't speak English, that means they are dying somewhere, somehow. So it's the reason why the men should come out to help them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Onyango. I will definitely let you go. And maybe, join back to Tracy. I really want to understand what is going on from that particular side, because me, I'm still enjoying the 360 experience, and I just can't do it away with it.
Well, you have one up on me, because definitely conducting an interview on the 360 would be such an experience. Well, I'm joined by Miss Stella, a gender officer all the way from Amuru. Hello, Stella, how are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
So nice to have you with us on the red carpet.
Thank you, thank you.
So tell me, what has the experience been, especially with celebrating International Women's Day, with a group of women celebrating their impact on their communities? What has that been as an experience?
Thank you very much. International Women's Day is a national event and international event, and it brings together women of different calibers to celebrate and consolidate the gains that the women and the stakeholders have achieved so far in bringing women on board. And we are very glad that whenever we bring this function, the occasion is very colorful, and we have a number of women showcasing the things that they do and bringing forth what they want to be done for them, presenting to us papers to be attended to. And indeed, we have participation from the political, from the technical leadership, and they pledge allegiance. They pledge to support the women in whatever they endeavor to do.
As a gender officer, especially from Amuru, during the COVID pandemic, there must have been a couple of challenges, especially with the agenda you had as women. What were some of the most notable challenges you faced during the pandemic when it came to women as a gender?
Thank you. During the pandemic, we registered an increase in the number of cases on gender-based violence, and that was really on the rise. We managed to work towards it, and we also registered a number of teenage pregnancies and child marriages because the girls were home, they were not going to school, and somehow they got married, and the teenage pregnancy is quite alarming. That is what happened.
That is quite sad, but we definitely hope that from this experience and from these networks, we'll be able to tackle, that and much more. Thank you so much, Stella. That has been Stella, the gender officer from Amuru District. Now, we are joined by the Mr. El Shaddai as we transition back, I think.
Exactly. We want to, without wasting any other time, join Josephine Kalunji in the main auditorium where most of the events and activities are going to actually take place. So we want to transition from here and, of course, take this particular party inside the main auditorium. Thank you so much.
Tamba Shingengelezi Nezubini Siyazi toba Bambikwa baba Sina sichi ui Nkosi Yezulu Umdali Walumtlaba Hubu Sapat Napazulu Konke Kumi Gawe baba Wahalalela I remember when we used to stay in the bottom down in Trench Town. Everything's gonna be alright. 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 No woman, no cry. Oh, no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Yeah, yeah. No woman, no cry. Demanigo when the baby sima to say go buyo bunji kwanyuezeza singatabadegwe kandibadde tosi singatabadegwe nandizirikidde ddala singatabadde gwe sandibadde kino kyendi leero yegwanyambye mukama singatabadde ku lwange sandisobodde era ngwankumye mukama nsimbye amazima nsimbye kubanga oli katonda oli katonda oli katonda wewunyisa oli katonda oli katonda we katonda oli katonda wewunyisa wewunyisa mukama wewunyisa wewunyisa yesu wewunyisa bwendaba ebintu byokoze biraga obukulu bw'amandigo n'ekisa ky'olina gyendi kinyewunyisa oli katonda oli katonda oli katonda oli katonda wewunyisa oli katonda we katonda oli katonda wewunyisa singatabadde gwe nandibadde tosi singatabadde gwe nandizirikidde ddala sandibadde kino kyendi leero. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Kamanzi. Can we give Kamanzi a round of applause? Thank you very much. My name is Josephine Karunji, and I will be emceeing this event. But before we officially start, I'd like us to start with the national anthems. So I'll ask the DJs to lead us in that so we can get into the program. Please, let's rise up on our feet and respect the anthems. All right, thank you very much. You may have your seats. Oh, okay, please.
Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Are we playing the East African anthem? Any other anthem? Okay, you can now have your seats. The women's anthem? Maybe the DJ doesn't have it. Who wants to lead us in the women's anthem? I can't sing. Any volunteers? Okay. This table, I don't know. There are so many hands up. Who do I give the microphone? Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. Mothers, daughters, mothers, daughters, all women everywhere, stand up and embrace your roles today. Mothers, daughters, all women everywhere, stand up and embrace your roles today. Ye are the proud mothers of the nation, the backbone without which it can never stand. We wake up, we wake up at the crack of dawn and feed the nation with our brains, with love and joy. We care for Rapa, Uganda. Mothers, daughters, all women everywhere, stand up and embrace your roles today.
Thank you very much. I think there's a lot of work to be done. I felt that it was one side of the room that was singing, and a certain generation has been left behind when it comes to that anthem. So we need to make sure that it's recorded and the DJs have it somewhere in the future. So I'd like to start off with a prayer as well. Any volunteers? Somebody to lead us in a word of prayer as we start? Okay. There's a lady who would put up her hand earlier, and I was distracted, so I'll give her the opportunity this time.
Let's humble ourselves and we pray. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, we want to give you praise, we want to give you worship, and we want to give you honor, because we are here alive and in one piece. Lord, we say thank you. We are gathered here from the various corners of this country because of your love. And internationally, we have celebrated the woman. Father, we are here in that respect. We humble ourselves before you, that as we begin our celebration, we want to welcome you to come and take charge of this meeting. Please lead us through this meeting. Let's share experiences. Above all, let us stand as the woman to develop our country for the betterment of our nation. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So as we waited for some of you who are at lunch, I gave a brief exercise, and I'd like us to go through that exercise as we wait for our welcome address to this place. So I don't know which table I should start with. Where should I start from? Any table that's ready? This table? Okay. So if you weren't in the room and you're seated on a table that's fully packed, I will be coming to you anyway. So if you didn't hear the assignment or you weren't part of the assignment, you are now part of the assignment. So I'd advise you to listen and to figure out what you're supposed to be telling us when I come to you. All right, we'll start with this table.
Hello, everyone. You are most welcome. Thank you for coming together with us. I'm from Palsa. I'm known by the name Satede Betty. And I'm standing here to present on what we're going to tell the children out there, both men, female and male. So here I have, we shared as a group, and what we brought out was, we advise the children out there to be innovative, creative, and active. Simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Where you failed as a group is you are also supposed to tell us who you are in the group. Who else is on the table? We want to know who is participating. But I'm not taking the microphone around. It was for you to be able to know who else is in the room with you. It was abrupt for everybody else. So I'll come to this table where I don't know if we decided on the boy child or we are keeping it. Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Jessica Nana is my name. I'm from Gulu. As a team, we agreed that what needs to be done to our youth, and especially the boy child and the girl child, is to tell them to be determined and hardworking. In this table, we have Honorable Lakwonyero Dennis from Gulu, representing persons with disability. Yes, I have a court, Anna Grace. She's the CDO in charge of disability and elderly in Gulu district. And then I have Labol Grace, who is representing our young persons. I have Kipfola Molly. Kipfola Molly is also a beneficiary. And then we have Achan Margaret. Achan Margaret, yes. Thank you so much. You are all most welcome.
Thank you very much. I will come here. All right.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. I'm by the name Susan Akoli from Apache. In our table here, we had our discussion and we came up with one focal point area where we should concentrate when bringing up our girl child and boy child. We agreed that we should give equal treatment and respect to our girls and boys. And we also emphasize on positive mind change. The roles she can take, a boy can also take, so that we achieve gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. Thank you. Before I sit down, let me introduce my team here. Next to me, she's my mentor. She's a Learning and Impact Coordinator, Global Platform Uganda. She's Mrs. Regina Akulu. Next to her is Mrs. Julie. She's also a staff of Action Aid, Country Director, Denmark. She's also my mentor. She trained me on act, reflect, and organize. That is why today I'm here standing. She trained me to become a leader. I went first time and won as a single lady. I'm still young. Thank you. Yeah, I'm here. Next is my colleague I also travel with. She's called Brenda. She's one of the activists in Apache trained by Global Platform Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I will go across to this side of the room I know I didn't come to this table, so I hope you're getting the assignment because I will definitely come to you. Okay.
Thank you very much. By name, I'm called Ucha Beatrice. Ucha Beatrice from Navy. I have my colleagues here. I have Florence Ayungo. I have Unyuta Rose. I have Amondito Clara. I have a forward Neymar. I also have Ashiro Florence. I also have Pifa Emiliana. These people, they came from Greater Navy, from 3 districts. Though I've introduced them, they are from Greater Navy. So, in our discussion, we came up with this advice. Young mothers or women and young boys should stick on their education for their future of tomorrow. And in case they fail, they should actually join some technical institution in any level so that they can be empowered and tomorrow or tomorrow next, they can stand on their feet and do something for life. Thank you very much.
I feel like you didn't appreciate that piece of advice. Or maybe you don't agree. We agree. Okay, so let's come here.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremonies. Thank you so much, all women of Uganda. Wave to me. I am a Raptor Bena from Kwen District. I sit at the GBV shelter of Kwen as the CDO. With me here, I have women from Bukwa, that is Sabei sub-region, far to the east. I have Chebet Irene, seated with me. She's the Secretary for Gender. I have Chebet Mary. She is a chairperson for BDF group in Bukwa district. I also came with the women from Kwen. I have Jeptegei Irene, no, Jeptegei Helen. She is a female champion at the GBV shelter. I know most of the GBV shelters has male champions, but we have gone ahead to select female champions because we realize that women sometimes don't share certain things with the fellow, with the male champions. So we feel that female champions should be part of the male champions. I have Cheptoyek Beatrice. She's also a female champion. The advice that we have discussed with our women from Sabei sub-region, actually in Sabei sub-region, you know, FGM is so paramount. We have discussed with them and we have agreed that we need to advise our fellow young girls to stop bad practices like FGM and pursue education. So a single female growing child need to have something to upkeep. So female girls need to be so more creative, and even the smallest work, them incomes they should appreciate and embrace. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. And I also say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Batega Amina, coming from Namutumba. With me, I moved with some young girls. I have Harriet Katoko sitting next to me. She's an activist. And next to her is Rebecca, another young female counselor from Nsinze sub-county and an activist as well. The advice that I want to pass over to the young girls and boys for a sustainable tomorrow is having confidence, never to lose hope. More so to our young mothers who have been affected by the pandemic, those who have had babies during this period of the pandemic, please, outside there, I know some boys have disappeared from home because they've impregnated the fellow teenagers. And then the mothers who have given birth to babies, please, always have the confidence in whatever you do and have the hope that it is not the end of everything. Thank you.
Thank you. This side, first I want to introduce my team here. A very powerful team, I must say. And I want to start with the Honorable Christine Manda Olar. That the lady standing up here is the Speaker, Pakwach District Local Government. You can see how powerful the ladies that side can be. And then next is the Madame Grace Ediegu. Madame Grace Ediegu, she's the private secretary to His Excellency the President on Health Monitoring Unit. So you can see the ladies. Here next to me, I have Madame Award Benedict. Sometimes we call her Madame Bena. When she works in Nebi, no, not Nebi, sorry, Pakwach, she's the District Community Development Officer. On my right, she was already introduced. Don't think that I've jumped her. But I can again introduce her. She is Ashiru Flores. Flores comes from Nebi and a sub-county called Kuchwin. And my name is Emokol John Peter Onyango. I am Deputy RDC Nebi. Wait. Next is Madame Asekenye Joyce. Madame Asekenye Joyce is the Executive Director, Teso Karamoja Women Initiative for Peace. Don't think that she was standing to cause war. She was standing to bring peace. Only that she had not been introduced. And she is a woman activist and a cultural leader. And that's where our point starts from. On this table, we need to look at the cultural people very well. When we look at the issue of teenage pregnancy. When we look at teenage pregnancy, you know very well sometimes this is where our children are exposed to getting pregnant early. And what brings that? Sometimes there are other people who go with the culture. In other cultures, they say when a girl is getting married, there is advance party, and that advance party has to go. When they go, they stay in that family for 2 days before the main function. So in that process, there are many things which happen. So that's why our cultural person here is very key, because we have to talk about the issue of culture also. Secondly, and that is my second last point, because I've not introduced one person also. Secondly, the issue of men to support this cause. The men who are here, rise up and I see you also. If you know you're a man and you're here. If you're up, you just raise up your hand. Oh, thank you so much for helping me to clap for them. Can I now introduce Madame Grace Maditko? Yes, you are part of our table. You mean you have not clapped for her? Oh, I'm going to tell you. She works with Action Aid Nebi. And she's on the desk of GBV. And that's how I also come in. Because you would wonder now, RDC's office came to this cause for what? Sometimes we work together with them. Where the people want to undermine them, that's now where my role comes in. Say, please, you have someone so and so has refused to come, especially soldiers like those ones. When Grace summons them, they don't want to come, so Grace comes to us and say, please, this soldier so and so has got a problem in the family, and we have summoned him 10 times, he has refused to come. Can you help us? Then we come in. And we make sure that the soldier is prevailed to us because we have a system, and then we listen and reconcile them. So thank you so much. Have I taken much time?
As men usually do, when they are given the microphone, they take their time and take their time, and then they tell us what they're telling us. So let me come to this table. Are we ready? Okay, fine.
Thank you very much. I greet you all in the name of Jesus. My name is Alice Iwelo, Support Officer, Counselor, Kumi, GBV Shelter. I'm blessed to be here. I have wonderful ladies here. She's called Teddy Agwang, Gender Officer, Kumi District. Next, I have Amuge Inid, working with the bishops, House of Bishops, Teso Region. Then I have Atiang Grace, Councillor, Kumi District. Yeah, so what we have to say to the young ones, first and foremost, as parents, we have tried to do our part. But the .com era, the children say we have our rights, we have all that we want to do. So we are praying that the children go back to the roots, the teaching, the nurturing that they were given. We pray that the children can get back to that and they will be able to be guided. Now, number two, there is a lot of moral decadence in our society. For example, in Kumi, we have Team No Sleep. We have people who take, we call them termites. They move in big groups in the night. So if our children, or we call upon the religious leaders and the cultural leaders to try and guide our young ones so that we can restore morals in our children. And then if they can't study while at school, get to be guided career-wise and otherwise, then they can stay as good children in the community. And this would also curb on the teenage pregnancies and early marriages while at school. Thank you very much. Be blessed.
Okay, are you ready? All right, but we're going to ask that we are brief with the rest of the presentations.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Fiona Choksima from Solidarity, Uganda. On this table, I have Clara Adong, the coordinator at Lebtong Women's Network, and I have Aroch Jennifer, an activist from Lila, and the gallant men from the UPDF. And we are talking about love as the only thing we can tell our young ones. We think with love, a lot can happen between everyone.
Thank you very much. That is summary by description. This table.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Women's Day. Happy Women's Day. Thank you. I'm Tino Catherine, DCDO Katakwi. With me, I have Imalingat Grace, who is a woman champion. Next to her is Iset Nora, also a champion. Next to that one is Achen Rose, also a champion. Then we have a Team Marion, who is a chairperson, Katakwi District Women Caucus. Then on my back, I have our psychosocial support officer for Action Aid in the Women's Shelter of Katakwi. She's Agiro Sarah. The message we have here is that there are many issues that we would have shared, that we are going to share, but the key one here is that let children get to school. When we look back, we are just out of a lockdown, and during this period, we realized many girls got pregnant, which would mean that they will not get back to school, but the message we are spreading is that get back to school. Giving birth did not take away a brain from them. It didn't take anything. So let children get back to school. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this table?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maureen Kangere. I work with the International Center for Research on Women, that's ICRW. And on the table with me is Zahara, she's a digital influencer. May, a digital influencer as well, an actress. Patrick works with Tout Media. And Peace is a digital marketer. And on this table, we had wonderful advice for young people. And to all the young people out there, young women and young men, be resilient. You matter. You have a voice. Be resilient as you tap into your uniqueness to reach your potential and your goal. Stay blessed.
Thank you. Every time I look this side, I see that banner, and I think someone on this table is putting up their hand. So I keep thinking you're calling me. Then I get closer and I realize it's just the banner. So I'll start with this table and then I'll come to you.
Thank you. Hello. I'm Jace Chelangat from Kapchora. And with my team, I do have a Salma, who is the security personnel at head office, Action Aid. Akela Rose from Amuru. Estrid from Denmark, who will be volunteering in Gulu. Masiko Ruth from Kapchora. And Honorable Susan, Councillor LOC 5 Kapchora District. Out of the many that we've written, as a young girl, you need to value yourself first before anything, because your worth doesn't depend on other people's opinions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Memory Atire. I'm a digital influencer. And on my table, I have Rachel Chokshawa. She's a digital influencer. I have Michelle Keitesi, digital influencer. I have Brighton Abaho, works with Center for Policy Analysis. And then I have Carol Atire, digital influencer, and Mwebembez Tunjire, digital influencer. For our advice to the young people out there, would love you to embrace entrepreneurship. And this comes with innovation. There are very many ideas out there. There are very many ideas that you can do, that you can start up with. We just advise you not to sit and wait for things on the table, but to always come out to look for yourself, your passion, your talent, and what you can do so that you can have a successful life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there any table that was ready that I skipped? Or are you happy that I skipped you? Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm called Tumhaire Miriam. And on my table, we have Evelyn, works with UN Women. And then we have Christine from Budaka. And as we discussed, we came out and found out that the young people should follow their dream and dream big. You're not supposed to be there and wait for someone to do something. Just go out there and show what you have, and people will appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this table?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Stella Achiro. I'm the Senior CDO, Gender Officer of Amuru District. With me, I have Oyela Alice from Amuru. She's a councillor, as in a politician, and she's also an activist. And I have with me Anena Irene. She's our champion from Amuru. And then I have with me also Sarah Nabukenya. She's from Action Aid, Kansanga Head Office. Our advice to the young people, especially to the child mothers, is that they should not lose hope. There's always another chance. Where there is life, there's always hope. Hashtag hope never runs dry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've counted 3 tables that I didn't get to, not because I didn't want to, but because I hadn't informed you ahead of time. And you're all looking down and looking the other side every time I come near you. So I will come to you at some point when you least expect it. For now, I would like to invite Angela Akot, the coordinator at GBV Shelters, to officially welcome us to this event. Angela? It's a long way to come when you're smartly dressed and the room is quiet and nobody is acknowledging that you're walking to the front. Please.
All protocol observed. Good afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming, and I welcome you all to this event as we celebrate the International Women's Day celebration. Today's theme is Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. And I'm glad that we have very many dignitaries from across the country who have come to celebrate this day, today where we are recognizing different women and their different contributions that they've made in the fight towards gender equality and women and girls equality. I want to also take this opportunity today to welcome the International Director from Action Aid Denmark, Madame Julie, to come and officially give us the opening remarks. Let's welcome her with an applause. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julia. I'm from Action Aid Denmark. And together with Astrid here, I come from a country that is known for having a high degree of gender equality. But I want to tell you that even in my country, where we think that we are equal, we are not. Because women don't earn the same salary as men. Not as many women as men are in powerful positions. Women are more exposed for gender-based violence than men. In fact, there is no country in the world where we have gender equality. So I call upon you and women around the world to unite together globally, to stand together globally, to fight for gender equality and against the patriarchy. In Uganda, I know that things are hard, they are difficult for women. We see not a very high degree of women in politics. We see a high degree of violence against women that has increased with the COVID-19 lockdown. We see that women are not earning as much as men. They don't have the same opportunities within educational system. They don't have the same opportunities to earn an income as men. I highly admire everything you do here, because what we also see in Uganda is a strong women's movement. I am amazed by how much good work you do. You don't just celebrate Women's International Day one day a year as we do in my country. You celebrate it the whole week and you stand up for your rights throughout the year. This is actually something we can learn from in my and Astrid's country, I think. But I also call upon the men here in this room, but also outside this room, because we need you on board. Women will never achieve gender equality if you don't stand behind them. You step aside, you step back, and you step up to ensure that women can move forward and take the driving seat. So all of you, I'm so pleased to be here in Uganda. I've been here only for 3 days. I think it's amazing work that is being done. I really allude the amount of spirit you have and the hard work that you are doing, and I hope that every woman in this room and every man in this room and outside this room will continue the fight for gender justice, for women's rights. Welcome to this meeting, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Julie. I won't embarrass you by asking the DJ to play a song for you as you walk. So I will instead ask Dr. Roslyn Karugonjo Segawa, the chairperson of the Leadership Code Tribunal, to gracefully, as she always walk up to the stage and officially welcome us, and also paint the picture of what will happen for the rest of the evening, why we are here, and also perhaps speak to some of the things that the ladies have mentioned and the gentlemen who dared to speak in their remarks earlier on.
Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to be here. I love the energy in the room. The previous speakers have already set the pace, and it's very exciting. And when I'm excited, I can talk the whole afternoon. But fortunately for you, I've prepared a speech so that I can control myself and my joy and my excitement. But it's a pleasure. I bring you greetings from the Leadership Code Tribunal, where I'm the chairperson. We have 3 members who are women, and the other 2 are men. It's composed of 5 members, 3 are women, and 2 are men. And it was very exciting when we got this invitation. As much as you invited the chair, the women felt that they were also invited. I believe I was invited here not for any other reason but except that I'm a woman leader, isn't it? So as to join my fellow women leaders as we celebrate. Some of you are wondering, and perhaps you should, what is the Leadership Code Tribunal? The Leadership Code Tribunal is provided for under Article 235A of the Constitution, and it handles, it has the mandate to hear cases that relate to breaches of the Leadership Code. And most of you know about the Inspectorate of Government. So what the Inspectorate of Government does is to investigate breaches of the Leadership Code, and when they find that there are breaches, these are brought before the Leadership Code Tribunal, which sits like similar to a court, though it's more informal, to hear and decide what kind of punishment to give to those leaders that end up breaching the Leadership Code of Conduct. I am hoping that not many women will be coming there. But already we've received cases. Many people don't know about our mandate, so I thought I should take time to speak about that.
Let me begin by wishing each and every one here a happy Women's Day. Please turn to your neighbor and say, Happy belated Women's Day. Happy Women's Week. Yes, because the celebrations have been going on for a week, and it's a week of celebrations. Even us at the Leadership Code Tribunal, we celebrated. We honored 4 women who, despite a hectic time, they were expecting, they gave birth to children. Some have children that are under 10, 3 or 4 of them, but that did not stop them from delivering. So we actually gave them awards to celebrate Women's Day. And there are many women doing great things. Just because we awarded those that gave birth to children, there are many others who may not have biological children but do very many great things for this nation. Let me also thank Action Aid International Uganda for giving me the honor to make remarks at this event. You could have chosen. There are very many women leaders in this country. Right from the Prime Minister, we have very many ministers. You could have picked on an MP, but you chose me, and I want to thank you for that. Regarding the theme about gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow and breaking the bias, it is one that particularly resonates with me. For those of you who know me, know that I've had a professional career that has been devoted to the promotion of human rights. And as a woman, the biases that surround us date back to many cultural practices which are difficult to change, which we struggle to change daily. And gender equality and human rights cannot be separated. As one of as Hillary Clinton said, women's rights are human rights. They are human rights. And Anton Guterres once said that the unfinished business of our time and the greatest human rights challenge in our world is fulfilling gender equality. So as we celebrate today, we have to think again, how can we really fulfill gender equality? Because it remains unfinished business. Achieving gender equality is key in terms of empowering women and in terms of securing their future. And for those who heard me speak last year, don't get tired. We celebrate this Women's Day again amidst the pandemic, though we've kind of relaxed a bit, but the pandemic is still prevailing, and it has affected us as women more than others. We have to fight to ensure that every girl and woman is clothed with strength and dignity and can laugh without fear of the future. And the only way that you can do that is by improving access to socioeconomic goods and services, such as education, healthcare, food, water, housing, and so on. We have to promote a sense of self-worth. Let us set realistic standards for women and expectations on women. As we promote gender equality, we have a role both for the women and we have a role for the men. For the women, let us support each other in promoting a sense of self-worth. When a woman is doing well, don't pull her down. Commend her. Celebrate her. Like what we are going to do today. We are going to be honoring those women that have contributed to empowering other women, and the fight starts with us. If we don't fight for ourselves, with due respect to the men who fight for us, and we commend you. May I recognize the men that are in this room who are with us to celebrate? Please, our brothers, stand up for recognition once again. We commend you. I wish we had more brothers in the room, but thank you very much for being here. I was trying to say that we will need to promote ourselves, of course with the support of men, but let us begin by promoting a self-worth. Many times it's us women who put others down, and I've given this example before. You know that when we will make comments body shaming fellow women. Now that seems like it will affect only teens, but it affects every woman. We need to celebrate ourselves without putting each other down and without putting unrealistic standards on women, which affects our productivity and our fruitfulness. We also have to fight to ensure that we are protected and we protect all women and give them safety and protection from violence. You know that we are affected by violence, especially gender-based violence. Yes, our brothers suffer, but we suffer even much more given the environment that we are in. We also need rest and leisure, and we need to also have a time for self-care. Many times we are weighed down with our work, we are weighed down with domestic chores, and it's important also to have time for self-care. And of course, it's also important for us to participate in decision-making, especially on issues that affect us and our communities. And in today's gathering, I'm happy that we are going to recognize grassroots women and the great role that they have played and that they continue to play in advancing women's rights and empowerment. The work done by such strong-willed women taps into a widely underutilized resource that is found in women. So I'd like today to congratulate all women, and especially those that will be getting awarded today. Nevertheless, as we celebrate, you know that the challenges are still numerous, and our journey as women continues, and I'm happy to hear that it is a global fight. I've been to Denmark. It's a lovely country. I admired their respect for human rights, but I also heard about the fact that of the inequality in pay. So you can imagine women globally, it doesn't matter where you are. As long as you are a woman, you're vulnerable to discrimination. And I applaud the appeal that we have to tackle this globally. So the challenges are numerous, and as our journey continues, we need to be united.